most people measure the quality of their work not in terms of results, but in terms of hours. And can you think how stupid this is? Because this is literally faking progress. Ask yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? You might say for passion, and that's great, but this doesn't apply to that. I'm talking about those activities that are directed to a specific goal you are pursuing. The thing is, too many people don't ask themselves, is every minute of what I'm doing actually leading me nearer to my goals? Because this is the point. Either you do it for passion or you have goals. If you're doing it for passion, this video might not be for you. But if you're doing something to achieve a goal, this video will be perfect for you. Most people are stuck in this loop. They work and they even flex the fact that they work so much, and they create this sort of artificial competition where you win by working more. They don't even remember the fact that they started doing that thing with a goal in their mind. So the best way to measure if you're doing good is to ask yourself, are these hours leading me nearer to the goal? Because if they aren't, you might need to change something in your productivity system. Because productivity doesn't mean adding. Productivity is not about adding, it's about removing. Productivity is literally the art of achieving the same or more by doing the same or less. So it's not about adding input, it's about making sure the input you already do, meaning the actions you already do, have a high return of investment, meaning once you do something, you get a lot of results. So productivity is a game of leverage. It's a game where your actions have consequences way bigger than the energy you put into those actions. So for those people who are stuck in this trap, let me tell you a quote that I absolutely love. Perfection is achieved not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. This is perfection. This is productivity. Productivity is removing until you have only the things you truly need for your goals. Now what we're gonna do is applying this principle to some areas of your life. Okay? So if productivity is about removing and about asking yourself what are the goals of your actions. For example, in business, or in a career in general, you usually have two types of goals: internal goals and external goals. Internal goals is about fulfillment, both your fulfillment and the fulfillment of your clients. It's a virtuous cycle where you both enjoy what you're doing and those you serve are also enjoying what you're doing. And this creates external goals, which is profit. So usually every goal you have in business is actually a specific sub-goal of one of these two types of goals, internal or external. Ask yourself, for every action you're doing in your workday, is this achieving one of these two goals, internal or external goals? Because if it doesn't, you might need to cut it out, because this action is actually stealing you time. If you are able to do this for every single action in your workday, it will not only increase your productivity, meaning increase the efficiency of your days, but also you'll increase fulfillment. Because as we said, there are two kinds of goals, internal and external. If you take care of the internal, the external will also thrive. And this is beautiful, okay? It's a very simple game. You're just trying to remove. And just as we have applied this principle to your business or your career, you can apply this to your diet. You might think that in diet, people's goals are different because someone is prioritizing strength, someone is prioritizing hypertrophy, I don't know, someone is prioritizing longevity. And this is cool, but if you think about it, there's actually a common goal behind all of those, and it's just well-being, because it can take many forms, but the fundamentals stay the same. So what you're gonna do here is, before trying to add superfoods, before adding crazy things to your diet, you need to make sure to remove what is stopping you, what is making the distance between you and the goal a lot longer. So cut out processed food, cut out fast food, junk food in general. If you make sure that at least 80-90% of what you eat is whole foods, unprocessed food, you are already winning. Can you see how easy it is? You're not thinking about what do I need to add, but what do I need to remove? Because if the goal is usually similar for everyone, meaning everyone wants to feel good, to feel energized, and also to live long and to be strong, I don't know, usually half of the game and even more is just about removing. Also, if you are finding value in this video, consider subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me so much considering I'm a small channel. Also, if you want more from me, you can check out my eggs for daily psychology and frameworks to perform better while enjoying your journey. And also, you can consider subscribing to my free newsletter, Flow Wolf. The links are down below. And also, if you want to work one-on-one with me, comment down below flow state. I help people going from distracted but ambitious to flow state machines who can stay focused for hours. So, just as we have applied this principle to business and diet, we can also apply this to learning. And here I have to say that I love reading, and I think that the more you read, actually, the better for you. But there are way too many people who flex how many books they read. They think the point of reading is about quantity, but it's about quality, just as we have seen in these other realms of your life. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't read a lot, but the first thing you want to make sure you're doing is actually extracting value from the books you read. It's not about how many books you read, but here, just as in the other areas of your life, you can ask yourself, what are your goals? And just like in business, we have internal and external goals. Internal goals are about the joy of reading, which is a beautiful part of it. But you're also trying to improve not only your cognitive abilities, but to change the whole way you look at the world. So you shouldn't measure how many pages you're reading, because if you read a single page with a certain amount of focus, of intensity, and you deeply internalize the principles contained in the page, meaning the book changes your whole perspective on life, the single page will be better than 200, 300 pages. I also made a full video on that, because in the age of AI, people are starting to think that reading is about information, but it's not. It's about nuances and perspective. So go check it out. If you actually think about it, knowledge isn't powerful in itself. Knowledge is powerful when you apply it to your life. And this doesn't mean that abstract ideas are not useful. I'm saying that even the most abstract idea should have a tangible effect in your way of thinking and interacting with your environment, with the people, and with all the objects and the opportunities that arise in your life. So when you are learning, whether it's reading, whether it's watching a YouTube video like the one you're watching right now, just make sure that you're not just consuming, just passively absorbing information. The measure of how effective knowledge is how much it changes your behavior. Keep this in mind, please, because it's all you need to know about knowledge. Knowledge is great when it influences way of thinking and behavior, because behavior is created by the way you think and by your beliefs, and your beliefs are switched and shifted when you learn more. Okay, I think you got the point. And last area of your life I wanted to talk about is relationships. Actually, here we have a little problem. Most people fear solitude, and that's why they try to be around to as many people as they can. But if you ask yourself, what is the goal of social life? The goal of social life is to first feel good yourself, and also, this is very important, to make other people feel good themselves, which starts a virtuous cycle where you both feel good and other people feel good. So if this is the goal, you might be tempted to turn people that drain you into people that you absolutely love staying around. But I warn you, this is not a great strategy. It's way easier to cut out people that drain you, to cut out people who make this game a lot harder. So the goal is to try to be around people that make this game easier, meaning with just a smile of yours, they respond with a smile. With just a little joke from you, they respond with an even better joke. You get the point, right? Relationships flourish when this game is easy. Relationships are beautiful when you just need a little act of kindness and other people respond to you with kindness. Because being drained from relationships happens when this game is made harder by hard people. And I don't want to say that you shouldn't be around hard people, because sometimes that's also useful, but you should at least make this game easy so that both you and them feel better. So I think if people just got this right, their social life would be 10 times better. We can call this social minimalism. The more shallow relationships you cut out from your life, the more the real ones flourish. You can have as many friends as you like, as long as you make sure that the deeper relationships in your life are taken care of. Because if you pursue shallow relationships and because of that you lose the deeper ones in your life, you are not winning, you are losing the game, you are losing the most value to achieve less value. This is not about how good or bad people are, I'm just talking about compatibility. You don't have a duty to be compatible to everyone. In fact, in order to be yourself, you need to be selective with the people you spend time with. This is something that for many people takes years to realize. Just try this and you let me know in the comments. I've never heard someone complaining about removing a toxic human connection. So to summarize the whole video, cut out things until you just remain with the essential in your hands. Because the less you carry with yourself, the faster you run, the lighter you feel, and the freer you become. Do less, but better. And until I'll see you in the next one, stay curious.